Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we've got another gun gripe episode for you. All right, this one's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about, is it sacrilegious to accessorize or customize an AK? Oh my, this is such a hotly debated topic, and I'm sure we're going to get every manner of people coming out of the woodwork on this one. That's okay. That's what we're doing here. I've got a couple of special guests here with me today. This is Josh and Josh with Black Diamond Guns and Gear. They also have a really cool YouTube channel. Make sure you check them out and subscribe. Great couple of guys. We're going to dive into this thing and sort of chat about it a bit. You guys were kind of talking a little bit earlier about this, and we're like, you know what? Let's just roll with it and make this into a gun gripe episode.
Yeah. Where do you want to start?
Yeah. That's one thing that I'll say is there are actually two different kinds of people. Is, you know, you have the AK purist, and you have the people that can't leave stuff alone.
Yeah.
Not saying that's bad, but you do have those two kinds of AK guys. You have a modernized AK guy, and like I said, the purist. And to me, I'm acceptable of both.
Yeah.
But some people aren't.
That's right. So let's check out this Mahdi. No, that's not a Mahdi. That's a Polytech.
This is a Polytech.
Let's check out this Polytech. All right, so this is an example of an AK that is like OG, original. Like, you would totally not want to mess with this bad boy right here.
So this was a Polytech spiker that a friend of mine actually told me about and was like, hey, you need to go check this thing out. He knew I was an AK, fan. Yeah, fiend, whatever you want to call it. He said, you need to go check this out. I went, I picked it up, and it's been in my arsenal since. It's actually a rifle that I'm not going to... I've shot it a lot, but it's something I'm not going to do anything with. It's basically going to be
it's too good
the way that it is.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we dive into whether or not you should accessorize an AK, I think the first thing, people are going to do what they want to do. It's your gun. This is just purely hypothetical here. Let's talk about some of the things about an AK that people might not like. All right, okay. So let's address the features of an AK that probably people want to upgrade. Right. So what are some of the detractors to this Polytech? Right.
In my opinion, it's sights. I do not like AK sights. People might just say I'm being whatever about it. But still, I just would rather have something with a rail, something I can put a red dot on. To me, it's going to be something more accessible and more easy to put on target to me. But that's just my opinion.
What about you?
That's one thing that I will say is, yes, the sights are definitely not desirable. They work. They're tried and true. But is there more modern sights now? Yes, there definitely are. And a lot of people will throw, a red dot or, a different type of sight system. So, yeah, that's something that could be upgraded. Left side charge would be cool.
Yeah,
some people do stuff like that, convert their AKs to left side charge rather than right side.
I've never thought about that, actually.
And a lot of people will actually do like an upgrade for the mag release. The AK paddle mag release is something it's something you have to train for.
Yeah.
So there's certainly some sort of functional little upgrades that just make the manual of arms a little bit more simpler, and then there's upgrades you can do on your AK that are going to be pretty much adding lights, accessories, red dots, things like that. That's certainly one of the big shortcomings of the AK. I think that's important to acknowledge is that they do have a pistol length sight radius, so the sights do leave a little bit to be desired. Now, if I owned like that Polytech, I would not mess with that gun. Right. So there's certainly like collectibles, right? Collectible guns that you would never want to mess with. And we've done similar videos like this where we've talked about, different milsurps and stuff, about how people sporterize milsurps. It's the same type of thing. I personally am the kind of guy that I like to mess around with AKs and do fun stuff with them. My 545 Sega here in the middle is one of my favorite AKs. These guns came in the country originally in like a very sporting type of configuration, and you can do a 922R conversion and change all the furniture over. Added the slotted fore end, which I felt was just a nice functional upgrade. A piece of rail so I can add a flashlight. That's functional. Yeah. 2-chamber booster on there, which is a nice functional upgrade yet again. I put a bullet guide in it. I ran with a Moloch grip, and this is actually a surplus Polish barrel folding stock, so that does fold. And this is 545 by 39.
Nice.
And that's a cool setup. I mean, short of having it in a pistol build, or short of having it, let's say SBRing it and then moving everything back and making it a shorty, that's pretty cool. And then for our scope mount, I ran with the RS Regulate low profile mount, and we've got that with the Aimpoint M5 comp. If you're in the market for a scope mount for an AK-47, RS Regulate by far 110% makes the absolute best scope mounts for AKs, especially if your AK already has the side rail. Now, your Polytech does not.
No.
Now, I will say this. I am no longer a virgin to the AK game. I just bought one recently, and it was a Walzer 10. And the reason why I bought it is because Josh was telling me about it, and it was basically mag pulled out. And I told him that's what I wanted. I wanted something black. And I like the wood furniture, but I would rather have something that was just completely blacked out. I wanted something I could put an optic on the top, and that's what he provided, so that's the reason why I got it.
I remember when the M92 PAPs came out, and Century released those, and they first started coming into the country. We've actually got 2 PAPs on the table here. The PAP on the end, go ahead and pick that up, that's a short-barreled rifle. Now, this is an early PAP, and this one is a short-barreled rifle. It's got a folding stock on it, and it's still got the wood furniture, although the wood furniture has probably seen better days on that particular gun. And then I actually riveted my own scope rail on top of the top cover. That's not like the most perfect work, but it actually is solid and holds a 0. I've shot that gun out to 300 yards, no problem.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a little rough looking. That gun's kind of a dog, but I love it.
Yeah, I bet it runs like freaking crazy.
It runs great.
Yeah.
Never had a problem out of it.
Now, they actually come in the States welded with a thread protector, right? So you actually put the crank down on it.
You have to get the crank, the crank booster to put on it, and you do have to demill the end of, you basically have to break the weld, and then you actually have to buy the plunger and spring that retains the booster on there. Now, another PAP that we have on the table here, this is a very different setup. That one's a short-barreled rifle with a folder. All right, this is a folder too, but this is a PSA folder. This is John's AK pistol, his PAP, and both of these have US palm grips, which I feel, in terms of AK upgrades, is a super functional upgrade as the US palm grips. Yeah. They're real nice. Have you ever tried them?
Yes, most definitely.
You like it? What do you think about the grip on that?
I think it actually fits my hand perfectly, and I would much rather have one of these than either.
So we've got the US palm grip, and then also I like to run, both of these have US palm magazines. This is a reinforced metal line, metal feed lip, very, very robust AK magazine. So that's a great functional upgrade to an AK, is by running like nice US palm mags. Now they're a little pricey, but they're very high quality.
But worth it.
They are worth it. Now John's PAP is relatively stock. He's still got the lower wooden handguard. He does have the booster added. He's got a Ultramax AK rail, and then his flashlight here.
Nice.
And then his AK optics, AK sight is nice and low profile, and co-witnesses with the irons. That's nice.
Yeah.
All right, he's got a Stormworks adapter here on the back, and the Stormworks adapter actually brings out a pick rail, and he's got the Palmetto State Armory AK brace on there that looks very much like a triangle folder.
Stock,
I love how
that's a brace.
You can keep the colors the same if you wanted to go for the wood look versus that being like something black or something like that. I think it's pretty cool.
Right. So I mean, this is an AK that has a lot of just great functionality and great, utilitarian use, but it still nods to the original design. It's not like too far down the rabbit hole.
It's not completely black like I was talking about with mine.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that's fine. I mean, I think that people have this misconception, yeah, you would really be doing wrong to modify this Polytech.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you would never change that gun.
No.
So I think it's important to make the distinction between, changing something that is valuable, just like you would a milsurp. You wouldn't take a really valuable milsurp and chop it up just because you want a sporter rifle. I think the same could be said with AKs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree.
Especially considering that, some of the original OG, article AKs aren't exactly just laying around anymore. So it's important to know the distinction between something that was made a few weeks ago versus something that is a 30-year-old AK, 30, 40 years old. You probably shouldn't mess with.
Yeah, I agree with that. You should definitely leave it alone.
That's right. All right, so we got one more thing on the table here, and I'll tell you guys about this. This is a PSL. Okay, now I took this PSL in on a trade, and I sent this particular one up to Chase at Definitive Arms, and he did some work for me. He shortened it into kind of a tanker configuration, so a much shorter barrel. I believe it's only like a 16 or 18 inch barrel on this gun, whereby I believe the normal barrel length on them is like 27 inches, like a long barrel on a PSL.
They're very long.
So we cut the barrel back, and it's got his adjustable gas system. So this thing can be suppressed. We've got a Texas Weapon Systems top cover with an ACOG on there.
Nice.
Okay. It still takes standard 10-shot PSL mags. This is a Rhineland Arms replacement stock set that's real pretty, wood. And this is an example of something that can still be a nod to the original PSL, but still have some cool functionality. And gosh, let's just face it, it looks cool too.
Looks freaking sweet. Yeah.
Check it out. I mean, feel the weight. It's not that heavy.
For a PSL, it's definitely not, especially with everything that you've added to it.
Yeah. Shoulder. I mean, look down the sight. It's like perfect. The way that sight just lines right up perfect.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking sick looking at that.
Super cool.
Yep. This is different, I mean, I have a normal PSL, so one of the, I guess, ideas that you could kind of throw around with that would be that one could argue that, yeah, if you've got a standard gun that you haven't messed with and changed around, and then you wanted to have another one that you could kind of trick out and play with, that could be an option too.
It's really not that heavy.
I haven't zeroed it yet. I need to zero this thing and get it dialed in with a can and get the. I think we tested the gas system the other day and it cycled really nice with some 180 grain ball ammo. But I need to sight this thing in and do a video on it. I've just been a little bit busy, but we'll certainly get a video knocked out on this one.
Now, what can are you going to run on it with the 54R?
I'm not 110% sure yet which one I'm going to use. We actually ordered an adapter for it, because I think he had to thread this thing 14 by 1 left hand, I believe, because the barrel on the PSL is so thin, you can't cut 5/8 by 24 threads on a barrel that has such a small wall thickness of the barrel. So you do have limitations on the threads that you can cut on some barrels because of the size of the barrel. So we are running an adapter on this to be able to get it out to 5/8 by 24. So I'm not sure which cam we're going to run on this, but we'll figure it out.
Definitely something.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like a super high volume gun. I mean, you're only going to shoot 10 shots at a time, so I'm sure Chad will come up with a good option. He's kind of the go-to guy when it comes to what cans we run on some of these guns. So,
like I said, I'm just now being not an AK virgin. I bought my first one, so it's very cool to see all the different stuff that we got here.
That's right. Look, guys, make sure you subscribe to these guys. Great couple of guys here. Very funny stuff on their channel. Very, very humorous. I know we're going somewhat down the serious rabbit hole talking about some of this, but we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Wanted to kind of do a gripe talking about whether or not you should accessorize your AK. Look, guys, it's your gun. Do whatever you want to with it. If you bought a Polytech and you want to chop the barrel down, do all kind of stuff, you do it. It's yours.
Unfortunately, that's your prerogative.
It's your prerogative. The gun customization police are not going to, go hop, 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 and like come out of a helicopter and, come take you to gun customizing jail, okay? Because
Bobby Brown.
That's right. So you don't have to worry about that. So if you want to do it, you do it. You do you. You want to customize your gun, you go right ahead. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Again, subscribe to these dudes. Black Diamond Guns and Gear. Great couple of guys. Want to thank them for coming down and visiting me here and doing this gun gripe with me. We'll have them in a couple of other videos, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you guys very much for the support. Go over to Ballistic Ink and get yourself a Boogaloo shirt. I'm wearing my Hawaiian shirt here. You can get those and many other shirts, as well as the Black Diamond Guns and Gear shirts over on Ballistic Ink. So go pick up a shirt, show your support. Thank you guys so much for watching today. You guys got anything else?
That's it, man. As far as I can tell.
Buy an AK?
Yeah, buy an AK.
Do or don't do stuff to it. It's whatever.
There you go. All right. Guys, have a good one. We'll see you soon.